At first glance, the question, "Am I the master of my actions?" seems almost trivially obvious. In everyday life, each of us feels that we act according to our own will. I decide to get up, to speak, to accept or refuse, and I experience myself as the true author of these gestures. Yet as soon as we scrutinize the very terms of the question, a profound difficulty emerges that demands careful problematization. First, mastery cannot be reduced to mere capacity for action. It implies both freedom, the genuine power to do otherwise, to choose among real alternatives, and consciousness, not only knowing what I am doing, but knowing why I am doing it, with full transparency to myself. Without these two dimensions, mastery would amount to nothing more than illusion or mechanical automatism. Second, the I is not an obvious or stable starting point. It constitutes a notion in its own right, every bit as crucial as master and actions. Is this the Cartesian I, transparent to itself in the cogito? Is it a phenomenological self constituted through lived experience? Or is it a divided subject, traversed by forces that escape its control? To ask about mastery is therefore, first and foremost, to ask about the very identity of the subject. Who is this I that claims to be master? Finally, actions themselves must be understood in their fullest extension. They refer not only to external, visible, bodily deeds, walking, speaking, working, but also to mental acts, deciding, desiring, thinking, judging, or rejecting an idea that arises within us. And if mastery is to extend to these inner acts, the difficulty intensifies dramatically. Can we truly claim to be masters of our thoughts, our desires, or even our most intimate intentions? It is here that the question becomes genuinely problematic. If the I is both free and conscious, it would seem entitled to claim complete mastery over its actions, whether external or internal. I would be the absolute origin of what I do and what I think. Yet experience and reflection immediately reveal the opposite. Freudian unconscious drives, neurological determinism, social conditioning, and intrusive thoughts all expose a subject that is often acted upon far more than it acts. Even the most private mental acts can emerge despite me or against my will. Is mastery, then, merely a comforting retrospective illusion? And if it is not total, what remains of moral responsibility and the dignity of the subject? Thus, the question, "Am I the master of my actions?" does not concern freedom or consciousness alone. It puts into play the very nature of the I and the distinction between external action and mental act. It forces us to ask whether mastery is a given fact or a task to be accomplished, whether it is ever complete or necessarily partial, and whether, in the end, to be a subject means to be master or to learn how to become one. We shall therefore examine in turn. First, how the I, understood as a free and conscious subject, appears to be master of its actions, both external and mental. Second, the reasons that demonstrate this mastery to be largely illusory or severely limited. Third, whether an authentic form of mastery is nevertheless possible, and under what conditions.